Hello, everyone, and welcome back to week 4 of Sam's podcast for Sam's League. Today we got Cole, Cantaloupe Man Trikel, Dan, Big Fudge Fallon, and Jack Hit Me With the Spare Rib Livator. Guys, it was a week to be had last week. We had Jack losing in historic fashion for the first time ever for a Livator to drop to 2-2. Cole dropped the always battle of the retards to Chris Goggin. I myself lost to one Brendan McNichol. I don't know how he still has a team in the league, but that's another argument. Dan.
It's at the end of the season.
John, again, as I said, beat Jack. We had Alex beating Joe in the Battle of the Grandparents. Puppet Suds pulled out a nail-biter against LeBron James, whose team seems to be crumbling. And Brendan Buchanan, state champion, showed his worth and beat up on number 12 in the league, Mike Brosco. And so we'll go through. Quick recap. We still hate the Livators, obviously. Not as much Jack anymore. Alex has won the top 3 scores in a row. He might get his money back before we even hit the playoffs. This is a bad start for the whole league.
I guarantee Alex goes defeated the rest of the season.
Bold strategy, Cotton.
Put it on the board.
I'd like to see that. The other thing is we all have agreed that we hate John Schmidt a lot, being third place at 3-1 with, I believe.
John, your team fucking sucks.
Hold on.
Fuck you, John.
Let me get an official points. 280 points. First place has 447 points. That is an incredible drop from first to third. Yeah, John, from all of us here at the exec board, fuck yourself. Now we're going to go on to best starts last week. First, we're going to start with Jack. Who do you have, Jack?
You know what? Buck had Cam Newton on his bench. But, yeah, went to the starting lineup. Who the heck would have known that Alex Smith would stay this hot? Puts up 28 points and leads Buck to victory. That is my hot start of the week.
I've honestly contemplated picking him up, and I was like, there's no way he can sustain another week. No way.
Alex Longball Smith.
I think we got to start calling him that.
Yeah.
Next best start, Dan, who do you got?
Just one quick note.
Sure.
John Schmidt, the 3-1 team, is the lowest scoring team in the league this year. He's the only team to not crack the 300 mark. He's in third place.
He's got an incredible defense, a mental defense, not a real defense.
There weren't a lot of great ones this week. I also didn't do much research at the teams. I'm just getting this thrown on me. But I went with Russell Wilson for Cole at the fact that he did outscore Jameis.
His prized possession.
And, it's just the fact that Cole has both those quarterbacks is stupid because he's an idiot, but good start.
Different argument for a different day. But my best start for the week was Amir Abdullah. Good move by Chris. They were coming up a staunch Minnesota defense, but he kept them in there, whether it be confidence or just didn't check his team. Who knows? But it was a good start. Ended up with 16.9 points, ton of yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, he decided to start a guy that's a starting running back and not one of his 12 backups, but...
Hey, he had other guys in there. Kamara, who can also catch a lot of balls out of the backfield, had 15 points. There was options there. And Amir Abdullah, as he is a starter, but they are for sure a pass-first team. Don't get that twisted.
Theoretic sucks. He only played 18 snaps.
Oh.
All right, biggest mistakes of the week, Sam?
I think my biggest mistake is a whole team. Jack's whole team, to be certain. Not so much a mistake, but they kind of underperformed heavily. 40 points under projection. I think that's the biggest swing and a miss I've seen since Dan was last in a drunk softball league. Jack, who do you got?
I got J.J. Nelson. Who the heck starts J.J. Nelson in a fantasy league anymore?
He was so last week.
Brendan had him in his flex for a mere 3.4 points. LeGarrette Blount, 16.6. Tough break. Somehow Brendan still won, I think. Yep.
I don't know. I wasn't watching that game. Dan?
Sorry, Sam.
I think Dan has...
Biggest mistake,
There
I
we
put
go.
in two mistakes. One wasn't a huge mistake, but it's just, I want to make sure I prove Cole wrong. I told him to start T.Y. Hilton over Sammy Watkins, and T.Y. Hilton outscored Sammy Watkins. It was only 1.3 points, but still. And Mike left Bio Powell on the bench. To be honest, there wasn't much he could have done. I mean, he started DeMarco and Dalvin Cook, his first two picks, or top 2 out of 4 picks, and then Stephon Diggs, who was hot, but still leaving that big lot of points on the bench there's tough.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. So now we go to Cole, Cantaloupe Man, for a new segment we're debuting.
Alright, so this one this week is called Your Name Means What? So, I want to use this time of my day to talk about people's names in the league, their team names specifically. This week, I want to talk about state champion from Brennan Buchanan's team. What the hell are you the state champion of, Buff? Where's it coming from? State champion or sucking? That's what you're the state champion.
Hot words. Hot take. So let's get on to our preview for Week 4. We have an actual battle of the exec board this week with Jack and Dan. Cole, you want to handle this?
No, I'm going to pass on this one, actually. I'm going to bring this one up to somebody else. I don't have any information up in front of me right now.
Okay, so I'll handle this one then. Dan versus Jack. Jack coming off a tough loss. He's got Watson, Cooks, Parker, Hunt, Martin. Martin's finally back off of his suspension. I think they're going to use him a lot, but, I mean, and then again, Patriots defense fucking sucks. I think he'll have a good enough game, but he's not projected a whole lot of points. He's got to get, I don't know what you do with that. Julio's on bye, you got Collins on bye, and Latavius Murray's just sitting on your bench. Dan, you got Roethlisberger at home, what a Jacksonville, either way. Stack that with Antonio Brown, Zeke, and Gore against San Fran. I think Dan takes this one 93-85. Jack?
75.
Please stop interrupting my predictions. Jack, you're up.
Next, we go to Team Skinny Fat Thirst 0-4 try the veal. How about this? I think Mike has given up on his team. You know, there's still a whole season left to compete with. You go down the list here. Sam's got a spot start with Damian Amendola here. Devontae Adams may play, though. So things are looking good for him to start. So, I mean, this is an easy matchup here. I think Sam handles Mike, and Mike loses, goes to 0-5 with injured Dalvin Cook in his starting lineup. Team Skinny Fat, your commissioner, moves to 2-5. 2-3, excuse me.
Jack, our touted math friend, is just showing off his skills here. Dan, next matchup is you. We got Joe versus Cole. Couple of
I
Joe
just
codes.
want to add something in about having the Dalvin Cook in the starting lineup. You never know what an injured player can mean for a team. It could be motivation for the rest of his fantasy.
Hey, man, he's the heart and soul of that team, I think. To be perfectly honest, I don't hate the move. I don't hate the move this
Leaving him
week.
in the starting lineup could be the difference in whether his team is going to outperform every week the numbers that they're anticipating to get. Just a thought. Here's your thought.
His
Just want you
power
guys to
rankings
chew on
are
that.
skyrocketing now. But okay, Dan, you're up. Joe Cole, who you got?
All right, well, thank you for the game switch here. So in this matchup, so looking at it, Joe's starting going with Hogan. He has him tonight. Cole has James White tonight. I think actually both players are going to have some big games. In terms of the rest of the matchup, Cole definitely has advantage in the wide receiver department. However, I believe Joe has the advantage in the running back department. But Cole is going with Winston this week against a very rough Patriots defense, who I believe turns it around this week,
Oh.
and Jameis is held under 16 points.
I disagree.
Wow.
On a short
Hot
week,
take.
you think they turn it around now?
In Tampa Bay, too.
I think under 16 points for Jameis Winston this week. I hope I'm wrong though, because I picked the
Bucs.
Tampa Bay to cover. Anyway, looking at this matchup though, I believe a big game is coming from Eli. I believe a big game is coming from Jordan Howard, and I think Big Leg Greg is coming at it again with another big performance. However, as much as I hate to say this, Joe, I do have to give it to Cole. With a 71-69 victory.
Oh, not a whole lot of respect in the Fallon household.
Yikes.
Now we're going to transition over to our ad of the week. Cole, why don't you take this?
Yeah, this week's episode comes from our friends over at the Horizontal Shirt Store. At the Horizontal Shirt Store, you can buy all your horizontal shirts to hide up anything that you have underneath. You can even catch our friend Sam on this podcast in there regularly. Once again, this ad comes from the Horizontal Shirt Store. Please go down and visit.
Great deals. Love that place.
Can I just, real quick,
No.
chime in?
You're not allowed.
I'm going to say it anyway. Joe's actually going to win 97-84, and Jameis Winston's going to have 29 points.
No, that doesn't count. We're cutting that out. That's going to get bleeped. Okay, Dan, next score. You're up. Let's see, get a preview of 1 versus 2, Alex versus Chris.
All right. Alex versus Chris. Shockingly, Chris is in second, but his team's really not that bad, so I don't know. And the quarterback, to start right now, Tom Brady has a clear advantage over Empty.
I don't know.
Truthfully, looking at Alex's team, I'm not sure if he's a quarterback. I mean, I really don't know.
There was a quarterback in, I swear, 10 minutes ago there's a quarterback.
Maybe he's playing mind games.
You know, he has an empty roster spot, so he will be adding someone. I'm sorry, I was confused for a sec. But I imagine Brady's still going to have the advantage. But Alex has the advantage pretty much everywhere else on paper. However, I do believe that this is the week.
Dan said this last week, too.
Dan's coming in with hot take after hot take.
That Chris Goggin goes 3-2, and Alex is going to come out with a victory. And I think it's going to be pretty handily. But I think Alex is only going to score in the 90s this week. I'm not going to give it an exact, but I'm going to say Alex is in the 90s and Chris is in the 70s. That is my prediction on that matchup.
Okay, let's turn it over
It certainly will be refreshing for a new high scorer this week.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's really hope someone else can step up this week. Next up, we got the Battle of Bernie's. Brendan versus Brendan. Foe versus friend. Let's see what you got, Jack.
It really is truly the battle of the bastards here. Huh? we got Cam Newton, and I think Cam Newton, after his big week last week, comes back to earth. Detroit actually sneakily has a good defense. I'll take Matthew Stafford in that matchup. Weak wide receiver battle. Golden Tate, Mike Wallace versus Thielen and Jackson. That is really weak. I will give the running back advantage to Brendan McNichol. This is going to be a close one. I mean, this is a pretty even matchup here. I do like Leonard Fournette a lot. It's nice to see J.J. Nelson back on the bench.
Always good.
You know what? I think Brendan, a team has no name, pulls this one out. It's going to be a close one though, real close. 85-81. The team has no name.
Oh wow, that's pretty good. And for the final match of the week, Cole, what do you got?
What do I have? Who am I doing?
Schmidt versus Dempsey, per your request.
Schmidt versus Dempsey. That is an interesting matchup, as always. It is the matchup of who can care less about their fantasy team.
Cole, you there?
By 16 points, according to the Yahoo spread experts. Now,
Experts.
I'm going to say that John has the advantage with Aaron Rodgers over Marcus Mariota. A banged-up Marcus Mariota with the hammy issue is a little bit too risky, considering I'm pretty sure they just signed Brandon Weeden this week as insurance.
Big time waiver acquisition by the Tennessee Titans.
33-year-old Brandon Weeden.
Hey, I don't know if any of you have seen this, but look up a picture of Brandon Weeden with facial hair, and I swear to God, he looks like Aiden Burns' drunk cousin. It's fantastic.
I imagine him.
It's Aiden Burns' dad, for all we know.
I imagine him if he had facial hair to like have a staff and start herding cattle. Like that's what I would imagine Brandon Weeden would be doing with his spare time. 33-year-old Brandon Weeden.
It's pretty.
Here's one matchup, Cole. Come on.
Yeah, let's.
But anyway, Calvin Benjamin, meh. Odell Beckham Jr., kind of a beast. But so Dempsey gets that one. Will Ferrell, Fuller, the 5th, not the 4th, not the 6th, the 5th, sucks. So he will not do very well this week. That's a hot take. You can mark my words. Jay and Gigi sucks. Mark my words, will not have a good week.
Would you look at that? It's week 6 now, everybody.
Cole, master of time travel.
We said we're not going person by person.
Yeah, well.
Pre-show.
Oh, anyway,
What?
I think Dick Foles takes this one 94-83.
If you think Dick Foles is getting 94, you're nuts.
I honestly think
You're out of your You're outside your goddamn mind.
I think Dick Foles goes to 4-1 this week somehow.
I don't doubt it, but that's ridiculous.
Okay, then, local PSA for all you fantasy players out there. Starting to get cold out, a little chilly. Always remember to trade in groups. There's people out there that want to trade rape you. Stay in the light, be around people you know, and don't let someone take advantage. Right now, we're going to go to the rumor mill with Culture Kel. What do you got?
Well, this week, nothing new. This one comes out of the McNichols household. His dogs are still gay. That is confirmed. Nothing's changed. And that's really all I got for you guys this week.
Groundbreaking stuff. I hope you guys all have a good week, except for Mike. Keep not paying attention, and then pay attention next week. From all us here at the exec board, have a good one. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.